First and foremost, I'd like to completely apologize for my previous video. When I was recording it, I didn't actually play back all of it, and I don't know what I was thinking in my head, but I actually thought it was a positive video for Raceflight because that's what I was trying to do. But clearly I missed the ball on that one. So it was extremely unprofessional, and I'm not apologizing to Raceflight or anybody. I'm actually apologizing to my subscribers, to my followers, because I did not even appreciate how many subscribers I actually have, and clearly I have more than I expected. I don't know how that happened, but thank you so much for following me and watching me. I will try to avoid those ridiculous outbursts. Yeah, very sorry about that. But if you thought that was a low blow to Raceflight, I have an even lower blow today, but it's not really personal in that regard. So previously I tried to load Betaflight on the Raceflight board because I didn't want to rebuild this setup. And in the comment section, somebody actually posted and told me how to actually get the S-Bus working on Betaflight with the Raceflight Revolt board. And I did that today, just right now, just as soon as I got home from work. And to my surprise, it flies better on Betaflight at just 8K than it does on Raceflight at 32K, which is a real shock to me because Raceflight flies really good, and that fine control. So the main difference that I discussed in the last video was that the fine control in Raceflight is just better. You have the stock PIDs and the stock rate settings just feel more correct in the air, and you have really good fine delicate control, as well as all the flips and rolls and whatever you want to do. But that was the main benefit that I felt between Raceflight and Betaflight. Forget the whole experience of setting up and all that stuff. That stuff doesn't really matter. As soon as once you learn it, you've learned it, and you know how to use it, so it doesn't really make that big of a difference for people that are experienced. But newcomers, whatever, that's a different story. But in general, Raceflight felt better than Betaflight the first time I tried it. When I put Betaflight on the board, I was shocked. I mean, the little bit of prop wash there was in Raceflight, there was none in Betaflight. And mind you, I can't even run 32K. You can't even run 16K. First of all, the F4 processor doesn't do 32K in Betaflight. The gyro on the Revolt will do 32K, but the processor will not. So you can't even run 16K. Even if you turn, just by turning on the 32K activator in Betaflight, it screws up something and it just doesn't work right. Quad works fine. Let's switch to 16. Not normal. But in general, I pretty much set it up exactly the way I would set up Betaflight, and nothing new, nothing special, nothing that I did differently. I did my exact same setup, and right off the bat, I was flying it just like I was flying Raceflight. I had the same kind of fine control and the same kind of tuned feel that I felt, plus a little bit less prop wash. In general, I think that Raceflight is a fantastic project, and I really think that the community and people should support them, even though I'm not too fond of the people that are creating it. But in general, the project is a very good project, and we need more projects like that because we can't just keep banking on open source stuff and expect it to get better and better and better exponentially. Somebody's got to make a dime off some of this stuff in order for it to be worthwhile for them. Yes, Betaflight has made it a really long way, and they're continuously pushing the boundaries and doing an amazing job, and they have all these new features that Raceflight does not have, but Raceflight does have something special. They have created a standalone software that matches Betaflight and is better than Betaflight in a lot of areas, but it's closed source. And the reason why it's closed source is because someone's got to make a buck out of this stuff, and they're not really charging you a lot for it. But in general, I personally feel that we need more projects like Raceflight, like KISS, because closed source generally seems to work out better. I mean, if you look at DJI and you look at other closed source platforms, a closed platform tends to do better, tends to work better. I mean, open source software just doesn't work as well. It doesn't work as good. Free software doesn't work as well. Paid software works better. So in my opinion, I really want Raceflight to succeed. I really want them to do well because I just want better performance. I want a better performing craft with reliability that I don't even have to think about. And for one thing, the reason why I'm going to keep Betaflight, aside from the performance that's shockingly a little bit better, I'm talking about real minor differences, but it is a little bit better. Aside from that performance boost, the main reason why I'm going to keep Betaflight on this is because I just have had a better experience of reliability with Betaflight. I have had no issues with Betaflight in over 6 months, and right off the bat, when I had Raceflight on the board, it fell out of the sky randomly within the first 5 packs. And that was, maybe it was my fault, maybe it was the board's fault, I don't know. But since then, I have run Betaflight on this. I ran maybe 10-15 packs on this thing today, and I just put the camera on for the video. But I run 10-15 packs on this today, and I had no problems with Betaflight, and everything's running great. So I'm going to keep Betaflight on here for now. I am going to continue to try Raceflight because I really do want them to succeed, and I really do want people to support them because they are doing really good work. I don't know about their other boards, and I don't appreciate the fact that they kind of disregard frame designs and just put things around the corners of the boards all over wherever they want. But in general, they're doing a good job. And honestly, that's what I really said in the last video too. I explicitly stated that I felt Raceflight was a little bit better than Betaflight. Now, I don't recommend that everybody run out and get Raceflight boards and convert all your quads because the difference is really, really minor. Maybe it's just something real special about the board itself.